Welcome to Deep Dive Film School. I'm Adam Sherlock.
And I'm Adam Palcher.
If you like what you see/hear, please like and subscribe. You can find us in all the spaces and places that people what?
Find good media. That's right. Our most popular platforms are Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also follow me on Letterboxd at Adam Palcher. I'd love to have you join me there. And yeah, let's get into, we are in spooky season, right?
Yes, we are.
A little bit. This isn't quite a horror movie, different kind of horror movie.
It's horrifying.
Yes. Yeah,
it's very horrifying.
It absolutely is. And it is good for spooky season. Just no ghosts going around here. No real devils.
Unlike his our director's last movie, A Tale of Two Sisters, which did have a lot of ghost stuff in it.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say this is Kim Jee-woon. He did The Good, the Bad, the Weird, A Tale of Two Sisters, and The Last Stand with Johnny Knoxville and Arnold, I guess. I just found this out today.
Really?
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
So
okay.
Kind of interesting. But, I mean, this movie proves what an excellent director is.
God, yeah.
We are doing that one scene, as you saw in the title, from I Saw the Devil. This is a movie I saw at Sundance in, I think, 2011-ish, something like that. This movie did come out in 2010, but I was able to actually interview the main actor, Lee Byung-hung, and then Kim Jee-woon, the director himself. And I may actually play some of that episode later in this cut of us reviewing this scene.
This scene in particular also stars Choi Min-sik, who we all know. Old boy.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is he has one of those faces that you're like, oh yeah, like he's...
I mean, seriously, like just his demeanor and his face, you're just like intimidated.
It's terrifying. He's a terrifying character.
He's just one of those people. And he is Old Boy Plus, if that was a streaming service or something. But he's Old Boy Plus in this movie. Like, Old Boy was getting a different kind of revenge in Old Boy, but Choi Min-sik, or is it Min-sik Choi? I know that you can say...
I think
I'm not sure if it's both ways.
You're right. I think it's
I actually think you may be right, but please correct us in the comments or anything if how to pronounce this. But online does say Choi Min-sik, so I'll stay with that.
Yeah.
But he's just one of these actors, and I don't even say Korean actors, but he's only in Korean movies for the most part. And Park Chan-wook obviously is a huge part. And honestly, this could easily be a Park Chan-wook movie.
100%.
Like it's, one of the things I asked the director is like, is there some fucked up thing in your culture that you guys love revenge so much?
Oh, God.
But he really ended up talking about how it's, it's a great vehicle for film.
Well, and there's something about the serial killer aspect when it's shown in South Korean cinema, whether it be something like Memories of Murder, or I'm thinking of The Chaser in particular.
Chaser, Mother.
That is like creepy and very overt. Like there's an early scene in this movie where this character has killed a girl that we met and we liked, and like she's just in pieces on the ground, and it isn't shown like like luridly. It's just
super
there.
close. Yeah.
It's just there in the room, and it's like he might as well be like tossing bales of hay. Like nuts.
I agree, and like I love this movie.
Yeah.
Like I have since I saw it. It's a great cat and mouse movie. It's this great revenge thriller, and South Korean directors just have something different going on. I can't put my finger on it, but tone, family relationships, how they talk.
It's hyper stylized in this really interesting way.
Yeah, so just amazing. But I remember loving this movie, and I still do. I had to watch the first hour to get to this scene just because I haven't seen it in so long. And this movie is close to perfect.
Yep.
If you like these kind of movies, it's so well done. There's so many shots and so much show don't tell,
and it's so gross too.
It is,
it's
and
so
that's what
gross.
that's what I was getting at. Is I forgot how brutal this was because you talked about her on the floor, and I was like, oh yeah.
It's just...
we are doing the taxi cab scene, which is probably the most memorable or unique scene in this movie.
Yeah, I think it got talked when this movie came out. I remember it being talked about the same way that the car, and it actually has some similarities. The car scene from Children of Men.
Yes.
It was talked about in the same way of like, how the hell did they do that? Mm-hmm. And like that came out of nowhere and we've done the Children of Men scene, and I think we said the same thing there that I'm going to say here, which is most often a car feels like a place of safety. Now, I will say there's many times in this movie that a car is not a place of safety, and every single time it comes out of nowhere. Every single time you are caught so off guard with the immediate 0 to 100 miles an hour violence that this character is capable of.
Yes.
And in this nonchalant way. It's not like he is this like scenery chewing. I mean, he is dead faced.
No, he barely has
shark-eyed.
He's emotionless.
Yeah. And then strikes. And every time you're like, oh.
And this scene is the perfect example of that. But I mean, again, like earlier in the movie, he has the 4 suspects that the police think might did it. And I'm like, how do you not go right to that fucking guy?
I know, right?
But those guys actually, one of those guys actually comes back into play into this scene. Mm-hmm. Which is very interesting use case for that, because you wonder what, and I guess let's talk about the other main character in this movie. Even though he's not in this scene, Lee Byung-hung, the main actor, he is Soo Hyun, and he is the cop whose wife
was
or
one
fiance,
of the first victims,
which is the girl we saw getting cut up at the beginning. He's basically he's the mouse or the cat in this situation,
which is such an interesting thing, because you're like, Choi Min-sik is so like such a lethal character, and he's being chased by this cop. Quite literally, like this scene that we get, right?
This cop is on vacation, grieving.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he's not on the case, and
vacation,
and he's really quickly like also losing his mind. Like what he does in this scene right before, which is again, there's a kidnapping. Our
they meet
devil
for the first time. Yeah,
our devil character, Choi Min-sik's character, is a bus driver, like a cabbie style bus driver
for students,
for students, and then also is like picking up fares. Like there's some parts where he's just picking up fares, which is like, I'm like, is there a quality control for this taxi company? Because this one stretch of road seems to have a lot of problems, and they all seem to be related to the taxi system. Yeah. I don't know if they're doing background checks on these guys. Like I'm not. Yeah. So anyway, though, but. And he kidnaps a girl, a teenage like schoolgirl, and then takes her to this this strange kind of spooky greenhouse that he has. It's like in the middle of nowhere. They have this like great aerial photo where it's the only lights in this like Qantas hut that's just sort of in the middle of nothing, and he is assaulting her. And all of a sudden, our dude shows up. Our cop shows up, and he's in that badass puffy jacket. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about that jacket that makes him look so tough, but like, it's pretty cool. And they go at it, and it's very very old boy again. It's like it's not graceful fighting. It's like really like down and dirty. Like every move feels like it hurts.
For sure, yeah. No, it's very realistic, and this scene in particular is. It's so wild to see because it is kind of a short scene, and I think it's important to set up what is going on in this scene and how dangerous this guy is. But from a technical standpoint, this scene is out of control.
Yep.
I asked the director about kind of what they did in this scene, and I'll just play that right here.
Now, just a couple technical questions about the movie itself. Can you tell me a little bit about how you shot the scene in the cab where everyone's stabbing each other? Because there's this 360 camera angle that's just crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
그 준비된 옷이 이제 피를 뿜어내야 되겠다. 준비된 의상이 많잖아요.
Because we didn't have too many of the clothes prepared that could spew out the blood.
Yeah.
I had to okay the scene in three tries. But to put it down simply, the roof of the hood of the car was taken off. The background was composited in later.
Okay.
And we had sheets of acrylic on the top of the film where the roof was off, lighting the scene, and on the sides of it, the acrylic was put at the level so that it doesn't intrude upon the point of view of the camera and the height of the cab, say. And the camera was only moving side to side.
Oh, okay.
And we turned the car around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rotated the car.
So the actors were actually spinning.
Yes.
Well, and I know that the other thing that I read...
The car was spinning.
Yeah. The other thing that I read is that because they only, as he said in this, like, the take that makes it into the movie, all of the actors' clothes are still wet. They're like they're damp because they ran out of clothes because they only had like 4 outfits because the blood was just everywhere.
Sure. I mean, you can't hide it.
And so they're all in kind of damp clothes in the one that made it into the movie, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to the actual mechanics, which that's insane, and it makes me think of things like Irreversible. There's the car scenes in Irreversible where the camera's
for sure.
moving in and out of the car.
Well, you can always find a new and unique way to do something or shoot something, right?
Right.
Like I think that's something
to
I learned
spin
from
the car
scene.
is crazy. Well, and then it's composited in with the shots that weren't in the studio that were like actually outside the car.
Flawless.
It looks flawless. But what I love is, and you talked about the show don't tell thing, and like I've looked online, and there's people who didn't catch what any of this was. They didn't catch the setup that one of the guys in the lineup earlier is the dude in the backseat of the cab that picks our guy up. 2, that
why other reason would he be there? Like I essentially took that as Soo Hyung basically after he beat his ass while he was jerking off. He's like, if you don't go and kill this guy, then I'm going to turn you in or whatever, or just
well, it could be that. It could either be that, or it could just be that guy always robs people on that road, and the cab driver is his accomplice.
I see it as like, because we don't see what happens after he kicks his ass, and so if he said you need to go look for this guy, but this scene is all about reveals, right?
Because we have the cab driver. He's talking about, you sure are lucky. You sure are lucky.
This
I
guy has
picked
no
you
idea
up,
what's
right?
coming.
And then we see the guy in the back seat, and we're like, we recognize this guy. You see that he's holding something. It's definitely the handle of a knife.
I mean, you don't see that till later, but at first, I think it's such a wonderful reveal because when he gets in, you don't see the back seat. He doesn't know anyone's back there, and as a person who has attacked people before, he knows that he's vulnerable now to someone behind him, especially some guy that looks like that he doesn't know, that has a funny look. Like the vibe in the car changes.
It's a bad vibe. And he's got that ball cap on, and he's just gotten his ass. I mean, he's just been left. I mean, he hasn't been left for dead. And this is one of the things to dial back to the scene before in the greenhouse of why I said that our police officer, Kim Soo Hyung, has gone into revenge mode far beyond just like bringing in the guy that killed his fiance. Because after he kicks his ass and almost kills him, right? He's got that tarp over his face and he almost suffocates him. And then he stops and he's going to smash his head with a rock. And instead he makes our killer swallow a tracking device. And you're like, holy shit, you are like... So he's willing to let more people die in order to find, like it's that's when you're like, oh, our hero's crossed the line. Our hero's no longer a good guy either. And then somehow our devil gets up, cleans himself up, puts a ball cap on, puts on a jacket.
Because he's tough as fucking
nails. Because he's
nails.
tough as nails. And then he goes out and he hails a cab, which happens to have in it 2 guys who are either looking to kill him or just looking to kill whoever. We don't know because, like you said, we cut away from the scene after he's gotten his ass kicked, so we don't know, has he been given marching orders or is this just what these guys do? And as he said, this is actually the most unlucky night of your lives, right? Because he scans around and it's quiet. There's no music, no nothing. We just hear the car. And he looks and he's looking at the little photo at the front.
That's such a great shot because it starts in the middle, like it pans everyone. It's right at the cabbie's face. You kind of pan everyone and see what they're doing. You go down and you see the panel of the car. And
it's his POV all of a sudden. It goes from it kind of tracing everybody to his POV, and we go over the cabbie identification and that's not the same guy that's driving the cab. Right? And that's when he decides to take his hat off and show them all how busted up his fucking head is.
He looks in the passenger mirror first and sees the guy in the back staring at him. And that confirms it. Like he knows what's going on.
And so he's like, all right. And in the same way that I hated the carpet knife from Eastern Promises. I hate his weird little fish knife that he has in his pocket. I just hate how it's curled. I hate how short it is. And then when you see what it can do, it is so gross. And the sounds that it's making are so gross. Like, it's just awful.
Just to keep talking about the execution here, we have a very Hitchcockian, Inglourious Basterds opening scene, like, bomb under the table
100%.
moment in here where we do pan back and the audience confirms, okay, yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
If you haven't picked up on all those clues,
Yep.
this guy is set to kill this other Min-sik Choi.
Yep.
He knows what's going on. So I don't know. It's very interesting.
It totally is. And it is the way in which there's no music, such little dialogue. The camera is kind of swimming around, showing us different things.
And it's not quite one shot like a Children of Men thing was. They cut. It's a beautifully edited scene,
Oh, yeah,
like insanely edited. Because there's a lot going on, but the tension of that bomb under the table just adds to it. You know, like it adds to that tension. What's going to happen? This guy's can basically do anything. He has no moral code. He's the devil, like, right?
Yep.
And so he feels like he's going to take down anyone in his way.
And I love that the cherry on top of all this is after this insanely violent thing, which also, keep in mind, includes the passenger stabbing the person driving. Stabbing them to death. Yeah. It's like, that's how little concern he has for his own well-being, is that you've seen the car like slide all over and then finally just like hitting this tree and stopping.
Yeah.
Bang. But you're like, yeah, who does that? Who's like, the guy that's holding the steering wheel, I'm going to stab that guy to death, right?
I mean, that makes sense as far as the first person you want to think. But the thing is, one, he gets a driver right away. And then blood just starts spurting. We start spinning. It is this crazy sequence. Yeah. And the thing is, they don't hit him once. He stabs them, 20, 30 times in like a 30-second, like he's just...
Yep. Yeah, because it's like a prison shanking. It's like
basically what it is. But like he gets him in the jugular, and it's just sprays. They're being sprayed. We're getting turned around. Yep. It's all over the place. I just have never seen anything like it.
And then the cherry on top is that after he stops, he goes around to the back. He opens the trunk, and there's the original cab driver.
Crazy bastard.
Killed it. And he's like, those crazy bastards. And you're just like, yeah, he was right the whole time. Like he knew exactly what was going on. He drags all three of their bodies down to the river. Piles them up on top of each other like wood, and then washes his face off, and then he's off, and it's like, it's so like the pragmatism of having been a killer for that long to just smell these idiots from a mile away.
Sure.
Right? That he gets in, and the minute he gets in, he's just like, these idiots.
I love when, after he confirms it and he does take off his hat.
Yep. And shows them.
He laughs even because he knows what's going on. Yeah. He laughs.
He's like, you said you have like, good luck.
The fact that we know he has no emotion.
Yeah.
And he laughs.
Yeah.
Is, you're like, oh fuck, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
But
this is entertaining to him, which is not a good thing.
It is. And he's also showing off all
everything
of his
that just happened to him.
Bumps and bruises that he has, right? But they know what's going on too.
Right.
I don't think they're ready for it.
And I don't know we've never seen the guy who's driving before. And so we don't know what he knows. We don't know if he knows or not exactly who this guy is. And I love that he's smiling and chatty, and that after
trying to be a cabbie.
Yeah. And after he's like, this is the most unlucky moment of your life.
Amazing.
And he kind of stops smiling and then just turns and looks forward and is like, like
just unreal camera work.
If you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor. I mean, if you like,
it's heavy shit, but do it.
It's heavy, but it's also like, if you like things like Silence of the Lambs or Seven, or these movies that do like make you feel like you need to take a shower afterwards, if you enjoy that the way that we do, you can't miss. It's such a fantastic film. And it's just gorgeous. Like, even though it's disgusting, it's gorgeous.
It really is. And all you true crime freaks out there, like, you will love this movie.
Yes,
I promise.
You will.
Brilliant shit. Honestly, 5-star movie for me. I
Yeah,
fucking love this
same.
movie. Awesome. Well, next week we are going to start our Chamber Feast Festival. We're going to start off with Rob Reiner's Misery from 1990.
Yes.
So join us for that. If you like and subscribe, please go to Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. YouTube is where we're are most prevalent. So please join us there. And then you can join me at Adam Paltrow on Letterboxd if you'd like to. But yeah, please join us for that next festival, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, you guys.